This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another draft for Dominaria, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube, the logo below here on Twitch, and if you do, it'll use my referral code and they will know I sent you, so check them out. I guess we use our gold here. Why not? Okay. So, Dominaria. I think our picks choices, so we've got Eviscerate, Elfhame Druid, and Yavimaya Sapherd. You know, this format is slow and ramp is a very real strategy. Yavimaya Sapherd gives you 2 bodies for 1 card, and that's nice, but Eviscerate kills everything, and this format has some scary creatures, so a 4-mana card that kills everything is pretty good. In some formats, a sorcery speed 4-mana card like this would be a little worse, but this format is slow, and it makes a card like Eviscerate even better. Certainly not an exciting first pick, but it'll do the job. Like, what's even eviscerating him there? I guess some Phyrexian thing. Can't be an Eldrazi because we're, you know, not on a plane that has them in this set. Okay. Grow from the Ashes is a nice ramp spell for sure. You know, this format, it basically, you know, the way I'd sum it up is it pays you off for being really greedy. That's how slow it is, that you can, like, wait till you can kick things to play them. That said, I think we just take another good removal spell and seal away here. You know, Grow from the Ashes is the only other card in it that I'm really looking at, so we'll just take Seal away. So Joda is not easy to make work, even in a format with a bunch of mana. That's probably not true. Joda is easy to cast, somewhat, in this format, but it's just not worth it. Is the better way of putting it. Just not worth it. This is not the most exciting pack, though. I do like this elephant. You know, it turns out to, like everything with Kicker in this set, to be able to use its Kicker ability and get something back in the later stages of the game, but I don't think I really want it. It's probably just a Soothsayer. You know, it's a nice source of card advantage, especially if you can make tokens. Yeah. Okay. So Thallid Omnivore is a nice way to sacrifice tokens if we end up there. Thorn Elemental is a solid finisher if you end up in a deck that, you know, is interested in having a big boy come down late. And we might be. But I think overall the Omnivore has been a more impressive card. I don't mind Aven Sentry either. But the Omnivore is pretty nice. It's what we're going to take for now. Okay, well, Call the Cavalry is solid. It also works well with our Omnivore and our Soothsayer. Sanctum Spirit is not bad. It's a card in Double Masters, actually. I do think Call the Cavalry is a little better, though, overall in this format than the Spirit. Okay, so these Memorials are pretty nice. You should often take them relatively early because they're nice lands that give you value later. I think we take it here pretty easily. You know, Charge is all right if we can go wide enough, and we may be able to, but I think we want the Memorial. It's also another card good with Omnivore and Soothsayer, so, you know. This guy ended up being a little better than anyone really expected him to be, that's for sure, in this format. But I think we probably just take a Mesa Unicorn here. Okay, so here's the Mono Black payoff. It's not bad, but not easy to get online either. I think we're looking at Dub or Sarah Disciple. So this deck is mostly a historic deck, a black-white historic deck. Putting Dub on stuff is some business, but I think we'll take the Disciple here. Right now, we don't have anything historic, but we're likely to end up with it, and that's why we probably take the Trapper here, too. Dreadshade, I mean, it is easier to play in the long run. You're not wrong, but... And so there's a chance you play it, but you really would rather play it early for the most part. We're going to take another unicorn here. All right, I think we pick up the elephant here. Right now, we don't have anything to grab with it, but it could happen. That's for sure. So we definitely need to pick up some historic cards, especially artifacts. You know, we get one here. It's not a very good one, but I'll just take it. You know, you can end up with a bunch of Power Stone shards. We'll take the Wanderer. I think we kind of hope we don't play it, but it's all right. Ooh, okay. Well, here's another reason for us to try to pick up some legendaries, because Yawgmoth's Vile Offering is stupid good. Lets you kill something and reanimate something. Now, we do have to really value legendaries, but it's well worth it. It's that powerful. This Skin Witch is better than it looks on paper for most people. Deathbloom Thallid is fine too, but we definitely take the Offering here. And we need to value legendaries that are in our colors a considerable amount, I think. Invoke the Divine is a solid main board card. Follow up the Thran, not really what you're looking for in Limited, but it is a cool card. We could just take Dub. It's either Invoke or Dub here, I think. We're looking kind of like an aggro deck, I think. I think I'm more interested in Dub. So this is historic. I don't love it for the most part, though. But we do kind of want historic cards, so maybe I should take it over like an Acolyte or a Blessed Light. I mean, neither of those is great. And we have several historic payoffs already. I'm probably going to take Blessed Light in the end here. Yeah. Come on, legendaries. Where are you? Okay, well, I think we take Pegasus Courser. This definitely sort of signals us moving into a more aggressive deck. Deathbloom Thallid's nice, but the Courser giving things flying is really good. Real good. Okay, so... Could we be mono white? Or close to it? Maybe. You know, we could be white and splashing black for like Eviscerate and the Offering. And if we can do that, Banalish Marshal's pretty darn good. I think it's a lot better than the Shade overall. Call the Cavalry's nice, but I think we take the Marshal here and see where the draft takes us, and seriously consider ending up in a very heavy white deck. And, you know, take Knight of Grace here, which pushes us in that direction. We still, unfortunately, don't have any legendary creatures, which is very weird in this format. It's not something that happens very often. I'll take a Knight of New Benalia here. So there's also a Knight sub-theme in this color pair, so worth keeping that in mind. Lingering Phantom, probably not what we want where we've ended up. I think we'd rather have a Short Sword, which is historic, even if it's not legendary. So yeah, I think I could see us just... We could easily change our second color, too. There's not going to be a problem doing that. So we probably need at least 4 legendary creatures to be able to play this. And we're sitting on 0 right now, so it's not looking real good. Invoke the Divine is a nice card here. So we shouldn't, like, force the Banalish Marshal, it's worth noting. It really depends on how Pack 3 goes, because there may be some reason for us to go deeper into black or go a lot deeper into some other color. Well, I guess not go deep, but start taking cards in some other color. So we're up to 2 historic cards, and they are both artifacts. The Elephant getting back the Wanderer is a nice little value combo in the late game. So this is also historic, but it's not really what you want to be doing. Although if you're a more aggressive deck, it actually kind of makes more sense, but I still don't think I love it. Power Stone Shard. We do already have 1, and I don't think I'm going to play a second Invoke, so let's just take a Shard and see what happens. I don't know how many I would need to want to play it, but some. Okay, we'll take an Abomination here. Yeah, right now we definitely don't have the raw power we would like, especially with an uncastable Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. Well, here's a third Power Stone Shard. Should we just turn into a ramp deck? I don't know. Okay. So here is a legendary creature. But one isn't going to get us there, and this is one that's not that good. I think I'd rather just take the removal and Gideon's Reproach here. Yeah. Antiquities War is cool if you have enough artifacts and you're, you know, playing blue, but we're not doing either of those things. We'll take the Reproach. Okay. Well, this is underwhelming. So Garna, we could splash Garna theoretically. Could just grab another Partick Wanderer, as unexciting as that is. Don't really want Rat Colony or Blessing of Bells and Locks, so... I mean, I guess the Rat Colony might go a little more with what we're trying to do in terms of aggro. Yeah. Garna definitely has more upside. But there's no guarantee we can play Garna. We'll take the Rat Colony. Okay. Okay, so... I don't mind Triumph of Gerard in an aggressive deck like this one. It's also historic, and I think that makes us want it more than Fungal Infection or Call the Cavalry, which I like. So, yeah. I'll play Triumph of Gerard here. Sergeant at Arms is nice. Sanctum Spirit, wouldn't mind that wheeling. Or Call the Cavalry, or Adamant Will, really. Any of those would work. Hey, another Yargle. Yeah, we could have, I guess, taken 3 legendaries in a row. It's true. Leviathan, probably not one we wanted to take, though. But I could see taking the others. I think here I am going to take Yargle, because we need to make a late push here to try to play the Offering. So we can't really make Marwyn work in this deck, obviously enough. So we'll take Invoke. Yargle's definitely not a good card, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a last-ditch effort card either. Mainly because this set has a bunch of payoffs for legendaries. If it didn't have that, people probably wouldn't play him at all. That much is probably true. We'll take another Reproach here, I think. We do only have 13 creatures, which is a little awkward, but, you know, Knight of New Benalia is fine, but I think we take another Reproach. So right now, I would say we might just be straight up mono white. Trapper or Cavalry. I mean, we kind of probably want to try to splash Eviscerate, but we don't actually have any fixing. I'm gonna go with the Trapper here. Okay, here we'll go with an Adamant Will. So we're going to be an aggro deck, which is not always a good place to be in this format. We'll take a Wanderer here. Yeah, so red was probably the most open color, especially Wizards. I don't hate getting a Sergeant at Arms here. I have so many Invoke the Divines. I am a pretty pious person, clearly. Hey, I don't hate that either. So, yeah, we're kind of... I think we're basically an aggro deck. Like I said, there's some disadvantages to going that route. But I think we'll probably be okay. Yeah, so I think we cut the Wanderer, which also means I think we cut the Elephant. Of course, then that puts us in a weird place. Do we just run a second Invoke? It does have lots and lots of targets in this format. Do I just run the one Partick Wanderer? I mean, we're going to want some late game. Kind of have to have it in this format. I guess I could consider... I don't hate the idea of splashing the Omnivore in this deck. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too. Just play these two black cards. How many swamps is it trying to make me run here? 6? That's probably not super crazy. That leaves us with 11 white sources. We could probably drop one and add another plains, though. Yeah. Okay. Not super pumped about this deck, which probably means it'll do well, since, you know, every deck lately I thought was going to do well has done poorly. We could have really used some more night payoffs. I mean, we don't have any, actually. Okay, this is going to be a game where we just try to, like, Mesa Unicorn dub and go from there. So it would seem. Of course, we're going to need a third land to make that happen, but I'm going to count on making it happen. Well, that's great. Let's play the knight here. There we go. So now, though, with them having mana up, I really don't think we're interested in trying to cast dub here. I'm just going to attack. Okay. I'm just gonna cast another Mesa Unicorn this time. That way we have 2 dub targets. Oh, that's not good. So, next turn it's going to destroy all of my creatures. So yeah. We're not going to play anything here. It's nice we drew Short Sword because it allows us to, like, do something this turn without, yeah. Yeah, so it's going to destroy all non-artifact creatures this time. So both of my Mesa Unicorns. Alright, so let's play this knight. Let's play Sarah Disciple. Let's hope they can't get that back, huh? That wouldn't be good. Alright, so I think we put this sword here in attack. Wonder what nonsense they have in their hand that they're just like chilling the way they are. It scares me a little bit. Well, there's Naru Meha. That is something to be a little scared of. They didn't get to copy anything, so there's that. Okay. And if I drew a 5th land, I could have Blessed Lighted the clutches, but I didn't, so. So here's what I'm going to do instead, is I'm going to put Dub here. And I'm going to move this sword. And do I just try to race here? I kind of don't hate that plan. Later, I can Blessed Light this at instant speed and then block the Naru Meha out of nowhere, which is pretty sweet. But yeah. Okay. Well, I think we just call the cavalry here. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what they're splashing red for, too. That's for sure. Do I just eviscerate Naru Meha here and go for the attack? I think that's actually a good plan. Ah, oh, crap. Oh, I hate that card. I can blow it up before it reanimates something, at least. But it might not even be worth it to do that. We're in a tricky spot here. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to Blessed Light, but I'm going to hit the clutches. And then I'm going to attack them for 3 and hope that we can get in for 1 on this next turn. They'd have to play a blocker of some kind. Oh my god. Did that just happen? Ugh. So what are they going to get back? Naru Meha or Valid Omnivore, I guess? We might still be okay, but the fact that they had a second clutches is absurd. Wow. This is pretty much how my life's been going today, huh? Well, I think we have to attack because if we let them untap, we're... yeah. Oh my god. Magic's not being nice to me today. So... I'm a little surprised that they didn't just use Kazarov's ability there. Yeah, so we kill Kazarov if given a choice here. That was a strange decision. Kazarov should just be killing... oh, Hexproof, Hexproof. Hexproof has us alive here. I kind of forgot about that. I was thinking the ability wasn't red. Was red, not black, but obviously it's coming from a black creature, so... we might actually get there. Maybe things are going my way. I was so angry, but didn't need to be. I guess the lesson we might have learned there is... Yeah, they definitely should have double blocked. The lesson we should have learned, though, is to just Blessed Light the Eldest Reborn, you know? Alright, this is solid. We can have the early Unicorn plan as a plan A. Not a bad plan A. I'd probably just go for it with Dub here if they tap out for the Envoy. Yeah. Or that. Yeah, play white for Marshall probably is a good call in general with this deck. They probably have a kill spell here, I would guess. Otherwise, they would have probably chumped it. Oh, thank God I can kill Shalai right away. Because Shalai is a problem. I guess I should have attacked first, but there's no way they were blocking there, so... I do think Dub works better in Dominaria than M21. All the equipment and auras in this set are like a half letter grade better than they look. I don't know why they're trying to race. Maybe they have a creature big enough to block here. It's the only thing that makes sense. Or Gideon's Reproach, I guess. That would make sense, too. Yeah, there's a good chance they have that, but I think that's okay. That works too. Just lets him sort of block. I think we're going to go with some tokens here too. Man, are they going wide or what? Alright, well, I think we just attack with everything here. Probably trade for the Knights, I guess, and then chump block the Unicorn. Then I'm gonna play Knight of Grace. Yeah, Song of Freyalise would be bad, but at least we just thinned out their board a little bit. They've been holding on to this forever. I'm glad it's only equipment that gets destroyed. I didn't remember for a second there if it also blew up auras. Okay. Well, with Pegasus Courser in our hand, I think we actually don't attack here with Mesa Unicorn. just going to attack with the Disciple and then play the Courser. Because now we can send it into the air. That can't block, so I'm not real concerned about it at this point. Okay, so this will make our Disciple a little bigger this turn. I don't think I'm actually going to equip. I probably will equip it. I'll just play a Mesa Unicorn. I'm going to make this Gideon's Reproach immune. We don't want to attack with it on the ground because Corrosive Ooze will blow it up, obviously, but... Alright, then we play another Unicorn. So far, the aggro plan kind of panning out. Dub on Mesa Unicorn. You know, this format, part of the reason it's as grindy as it is there's not a lot of great removal. And that's why something like Dub is crazy. So, yeah. Yeah, if you are going to do aggro in Dominaria, you have to have things like Dub or equipment. And, yeah. I think we only have one Dub, unfortunately, for us. Alright, well, we got this combo again, though, so... this is a keep anyway, so, you know. We do only have, like, 2 black cards in our deck, but they've both shown up. I probably should have taken another Call the Cavalry instead of that Trapper. So this is a scenario where our opponent is much more likely to be able to blow up our creature. And I guess we're just like... okay, you know, like... kind of have to accept that. Okay. Okay. So it's definitely time for Dub here, and we just try to race. Drawing our Swamp's nice. So, I think we just play the Omnivore here. Instead of trying to get cute. Okay. We can try to double block the Omnivore, but we can Reproach. Yeah. So, I think we just empty our hand here and try to kill them next turn. My Unicorn might be dead here. Something's dead here. Oh, man. That's the raw power of this set that can really get you. Cards like that where you're just like, oh, okay. We're in good shape, but a card like that completely reshapes the board. I probably use Reproach here to get this blocker out of the way and save our creature. I think it's going to be hard for us to win this game now. I mean, as you would expect after a 3-for-1. They've definitely got the better long game plan than we do, so we're kind of in trouble. We don't really have a long game plan. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. That would have been a little nicer a second ago. I think we attack with our knight here. And if they double block, we can use Reproach to kill both of their blockers. Yeah, or we just kill the Adept. And I think that's what we have to do if we want to have a chance here. We have to keep our creature on the board. So that's what we need to do. We're just going to take this. In the event they play an artifact creature that can block, I think... oh, that's not good. All right. That's not what they're doing. So we're going to invoke the Familiar. Oof. Yeah. Knight of Dominaria is terrible against Saprolings. Like, our deck has enough way of pumping creatures that it was worth it, but we've run out of gas here. So we just take this. Yeah. That pretty much means we lose. I do love that card. This is what I love about this format. It's pretty much summed up with this card. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and concede. I will be right back, and then we'll continue with this draft. Cube drafts on Magic Online are basically alpha drafts, right? I mean, they're not exactly, but they kind of are. It would be nice to see our Banalish Marshal someday. Pickles, I would recommend doing Core 21, especially if you plan on playing Constructed, because if you do Dominaria, for example, none of the cards are legal in Standard. Or almost none of them. Some of them, I guess, have been reprinted or whatever, but... So, you'd get more value out of doing a more recent set. I'm going to go with the Knight here. This Knight. I care less if it eats a removal spell, for example. Alpha is really weak outside of ramp and fixing. I think you're forgetting about all the ridiculous combo pieces, too. Okay. Play Knight of Grace here. Reasonable chance they play a black permanent. So, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Only good news is I can just... Oh, she has first strike. No, yeah, I could still kill her, though. So I probably do. I can't play any... Oh, yeah, I can. I'm glad I have this Unicorn. So I can add to the board this turn and kill Tiana if I want to. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying Alpha would be a good draft format. It definitely wouldn't be. But, yeah. Right, so... It's a pretty good deal right there. This game is concerning me just because they already have 6 mana and they're still at 15 life. It's not exactly what you're hoping for with this deck. Okay, well. Well, that was a good draw, huh? Feeling a little better about our chances now. Well, I think we're at the point where we just throw bodies at them and try to kill them. So that's what we'll do. And then we'll play Call the Cavalry here. I would play Pegasus Courser in a lot of situations, but not this situation. They have to play a blocker, or they have to play, yeah, a blocker or kill 2 of my creatures to not die here. Or they have to play 2 blockers or kill 2 of my creatures, or some combination of 2 of those. That's what they have to do. Not really a reason to invoke that. Okay, so they may have a combination, the combination they need here. Let's find out. They definitely have equipment in their deck, I guess. Oh, it counts auras too, that's right. Yeah, so they're killing one of those. Alright, so Trapper or Courser? I guess the Trapper's a little better in this case. Yeah, because now they still need to find another blocker or removal spell. If I played the Courser, it only does 1, and that wouldn't be true. Alright, looks like we got there. Man, I keep forgetting to put my Birds of Paradise sleeves on my draft decks. Johan, it depends what your deck is, but if your deck either wants trample or drawing cards, then no, I think playing 3 of those is reasonable. So of course we get our Marshal in a hand that has 2 swamps. I mean, I think this is still a keeper, but yeah, it's a little annoying. Okay. Now we just need 1 more plains and we can go to town. Plains. That's sad. So instead of attacking and using Adamant Will, I think I'd rather play a creature here. Okay, well, I have to pay 2 mana, but it doesn't really matter. In this case, I don't think it does. I can still leave up Reproach, yeah, so I think we go for it. Yeah, we pay mana. Leave up Reproach. I'll probably kill Baird at some point, but I don't think we're at that point. I mean, I will with Gideon's Reproach, actually. I should say. I wasn't going to kill him with Eviscerate, though, is what I mean, like on my turn. Okay, that's scary. This is when you don't want to be in an aggro deck so much because your opponent's like, I have 1,000,000 mana now, what do you have? Look, we get to do this, though. They're probably going to kill my Marshal, I guess. But if they spend basically their whole turn doing that, I'm kind of okay with it. I guess maybe they want to kill the Courser more? I don't think I would. I think I'd kill the Marshal for sure. For sure, for sure. So they're going to wait to do it and try to get me by weakening my creatures, but my other creatures can fly, so I don't really think I care. And I think I can get away with attacking with both of them thanks to Adamant Will. All 3 of them, rather, because of Adamant Will, so. Okay. I feel you. But we still attack with both of these and hold up Adamant Will. And yeah, we're not going to eviscerate just yet. I could not have willed because this gives -5. Oh, you're right, I could have willed. That's not good. I'm glad I have Blessed Light. I don't need to worry about it right this second, at least, but could be a problem later. Yeah, I could have willed to save my creature because it was a 2/4, right? Yeah, it was probably better. So they need 3 power to crew this. I'm gonna attack here. Okay, so they're gonna go to 1. I think I just hold up Blessed Light here, and if they play another creature, I mean, I think I think we have a lot of options here to still win this game. Okay. Well, Banalish Marshal did the job there, that's for sure. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed this deck would have been better than our first one of the day that we drafted for M21, but you know, that's the way things go sometimes. Taking a while to find an opponent. This looks solid. It's not amazing, but it is solid. I do love the memorials. I really love limited formats where there's non-basic lands that are like legit, you know. That's... I love the deserts, too, in Amonkhet, for example. So, yeah. Okay. A little bit of a curve out going here. Guess we'll play the plains just in case we draw our Banalish Marshal. Oh, except we don't have a third plains anyway, so we really don't want to draw the Marshal right now. We'd like to avoid that if possible. Now we take it, though. And then play the Courser. Not the most impactful on a board where your only other creature already has flying. But, you know, you'll take it. So that's a problem. I can kill her next turn. I mean, or if she attacks me. Either of those are things. I think I just go for the attack here. And play my Omnivore. And deal with Joyra on my next turn. I hope they don't draw 2 cards this turn, but... Okay, they don't. I guess I'd rather eviscerate her. Demonic Embrace is a great card. I'm with you. I'm with you there. I think we play the Trapper here. Leave up mana for Reproach. Yeah, Blessed Light can destroy the Deep Freeze. I'm holding off on that for now. So, I can actually just double block. Well, then you'd be able to kill my Trapper. So, I may as well Reproach this thing. So, with the Candle in play, it's kind of difficult to want to play Dub. So, I don't think we're going to right now. We may use Blessed Light at instant speed here to blow up the Deep Freeze. It's definitely an option. So, kill our Courser. Yeah. That is to be expected. You think we can get them here with our Memorial? No. They decided to pass. Which makes sense. Okay. Alright, so... Dubbing this seems more impactful overall. I mean, this can hit in the air, though. I guess that's true. But if I dub this, they can't block it on the ground at all, basically. So, yeah, let's dub the Trapper. Attack with both. Play another Trapper. One thing that, I mean, this deck seems like it's overperforming because we don't have that many historic cards, you know? We have, like, all of these historic payoffs and not that many historic cards. So, I can't quite kill them here. So, I don't think I want to use Blessed Light very much. I think we just attack. And, yep. And we'll end our turn. But maybe enough people are trying to do dirtily things that we're just in the right deck for the metagame. I don't know. Because you know, having played Dominaria when it originally came out, I don't feel like I remember ever doing that well with a somewhat traditional aggro deck like this one. We do also have way better mana than anybody else, and that is certainly worth something, where your deck's almost monocolored. Okay. Let's try that again. This is probably a keep. Yeah. It's not a great keep, but, you know, I'll take it. If we can draw a couple planes, it gets to be pretty good. Oh, look, an aggro deck. Ooh, yeah, there's one planes. So this is aggro versus aggro, most likely. Planes would have been so sweet right there. They're probably more of a Skies deck, I would guess. Come on, planes. Well, close enough, I guess. Doesn't do the job right away, but... So we can blow up this tome, but I can hold off on deciding what I blow up, so I think I will. We'll leave Invoke and Seal Away available. I'm not sure why they're not attacking with their bodyguard. They may have a knight payoff, I guess, because it's pretty weird given the board state. Okay, Knight of Grace, huh? I'm just not that worried about Urza's Tome. I mean, maybe I should be, I guess, but I'm just not. I think we leave it around for now. Don't use our mana this turn, which is always a little annoying, but, you know, it's whatever. So, player Marshall here. attack with our 3/4. Hopefully they can't kill our Marshal. We'd have to remember Gideon's Reproach is a thing. If they play an enchantment to get rid of it, we'll be able to invoke it. So that's good. Yeah, Gideon's Reproach and Seal Away both only work on tapped creatures, so attacking with our Marshal is not a great plan overall. That's a little bit of a problem, for sure. So, important to remember, we can do this at instant speed and make 2/2/2 bodies, which is, like, pretty legit. So we'll attack with our Sergeant here. We're probably not going to do it this turn because we're going to play our Mesa Unicorn, but yeah. It is something to keep in mind. They could set up their Urza's Tome a little more effectively now by discarding historic cards. Are we about to get disconnected, or is our opponent... No, it doesn't look like we're getting disconnected. Our opponent might have. This is an interesting card. I think it's a neat design. They put it at common in Double Masters. They put a lot of cards that seem like... that were uncommons originally at common in Double Masters, and this is an interesting one. Especially because Double Masters has like 100+ artifacts. Pretty crazy. So the gross thing we can do, assuming our opponent comes back, is seal away on the Sanctum Spirit in response to them discarding. So like block it with my Knight, for example, or my Unicorn, and then they discard a card to give it indestructible, and then I seal away in response. Pretty nasty. The What I Got Wrong video will probably be in a few weeks. I think our opponent disconnected. I can't imagine they like rage quit because we're not in an enraging situation. I guess maybe their hand is like filled with double white cards. That is frustrating, but I don't know. So yeah, I mean, you know, near the end of a format, once the set review starts, the wheels start rolling on that, I usually stop streaming for those couple weeks. And it's during those couple weeks I usually try to put out the What I Got Wrong video. Sometimes I'm a little later and I don't put it out until like after the new format is available, but it always comes out somewhere around then. Yeah, all white does seem like a good possibility. And that would explain a rage quit, I suppose. So, you know, I said when we drafted this, I was like, you know, I don't think this deck seems that good, so it'll probably do well. And, you know, now we're at 6 wins, so. So there you go. That one was a disconnect win, but... yeah, they could have discarded a historic card and looted, that's true. But that's not exactly a good deal. I mean, this is fine. It's not our best hand, but it's fine. Hey, much better 2-drop feels good. I probably still lead with the Knight just because I'd rather it eat removal, cheap removal, than Knight of Grace. Or trade with a creature. Well, yeah. So, I think we go ahead and play the Knight here. This deck is definitely overachieving, though. Like, we have 2 Trappers in our deck, and we have, what, like 3 Historic cards? You know? Like, we have cards in this deck that just aren't being used to their best ability. And yet, we're doing pretty well. Yeah, Saprolings make this guy sad. That's for sure. Hey, we're actually going to be able to do something with our Trapper here. And I do think that's what I want to play. This deck overachieving does definitely make up for the other one underachieving. And I think we're in pretty good shape right here, so I think we play our sword, tap a Saproling. We're going to let them equip the Lance. Yeah, and so then we equip it to our Knight of Dominaria, who no longer can be easily traded with. Attack. And then we play our Knight of Grace. So we're having opponents get mana screwed. We're drawing really well. You know, this is the variance in Magic and how, in the long run, it all evens out. Considering we had a much better deck go 1 and 3 earlier. So there you go. So we can invoke the Lance. Oh, that's less than desirable, I'd say. I think I'd probably still attack with everything. Yeah. We can use Reproach if we have to. So... I don't think we need to use Reproach. I think we just play Call the Cavalry here. Let these things all kill each other. Yeah. Okay. More and more Saprolings. I think I'm actually going to equip one of these because it makes it a lot harder for them to successfully deal with it in combat, and the Knight of Grace is already a pain for them to deal with, so... Alright, so is this where I want to use a Reproach? I'm going to say no again. It might not be the worst plan, but because I can play Mesa Unicorn, I think I'm okay with this. We just kill their whole board again, after all. And then we play Mesa Unicorn. I guess for now I'll equip it. There's no value lost there, so... Yeah, our opponent is real mana screwed. We do have the deck for punishing that, I guess. Right, yeah, they've probably been waiting forever to try to cast that a little more effectively and haven't been able to. Okay. It's probably better to play the Omnivore here than it is Triumph of Gerard, but we can play the Triumph next turn. Yeah, that's big. So we can blow up Seal Away at some point to get back our Knight. I guess that point can potentially be now. Especially if they just take the Omnivore. I think that's definitely our plan. Oh, except we don't have the mana. Yeah, we don't have the mana. So... Alright, so I think we play the Triumph here. And we put it on... Yeah, we put it on the Omnivore. That means the Omnivore is a must block. Because it could do 6 all on its own. Yeah, I'm going to put it here. They're going to block the Omnivore. And I could choose to sacrifice the Unicorn, but I don't think I want to. Maybe I want to use Gideon's Reproach, but I probably don't really want to do that either. No. Oh. I guess next turn it would mean... Yeah, let's go for it. So if they can kill the Unicorn, I do miss out on a trigger here, and that's pretty annoying. But I still have the ability to invoke. Okay. It's more than a little bit annoying. So obviously they're gonna block. But I think we're okay with that. I think we just play the Unicorn here. And put the sword to it. And so next turn it'll get Chapter 3. And that should end the game. They have to draw a removal or a flyer here to not die to our Unicorn. We got there. So we did get a 7-win deck. You were right. The deck I didn't think was going to be that good, 7-2, and did we even? Was it even 7-1? It was. That deck, you know, overachieving. It happens. So does underachieving.